Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into Border City Rock Talk, where you get great news, great interviews, great interviewees with sometimes a comedic touch. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and comment below. Today I have a legend, especially in La Belle Province, but also internationally. I've got singer of the band Sword, you might have heard of, as well as Saints and Sinners. And when you find out, if you're not already following for this interview, who he's just recorded a video with, you'll be blown away. I've got Rick Hughes on the show today. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for this nice introduction.
Oh, absolutely. Before we start talking about the album, I got to tell you, I've got some roots in Montreal where you're kind of located. So I got kind of my start into this YouTube channel for working for well, not working, but freelancing for Montreal Rocks. Are you familiar with that site?
Montreal rocks? No, I'm not.
Okay, Steve Gerard, a big shout out. He got me a few interviews through MontrealRocks.ca. And as well, I'm not sure who recorded this album, Redemption. I know I'm just jumping all over the place, but that's the way I go.
Who
Who was the
produced it?
engine? Sorry?
Who produced it?
Well, who engineered the audio for you? Because I know there's a really big guy down in Montreal named Jamie Dines, Killshot Pro Audio. Have you heard of him?
No, I didn't. But the album was produced by John Webster at Little
Right.
Mountain Studio in Vancouver. So with all the engineers that were working there on different day, they were different engineer, but it's all John Webster's sound that you're hearing from start to end. This guy is a genius in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the name John Webster for sure. Now, I do, the viewers are going to know if they're American. Well, 99% of my subscribers are American for some reason. I live in Canada on the border, but they're going to detect your French accent. So obviously you're bilingual.
Yes, I am.
I got to tell you a funny story, and you're going to laugh at this. When I lived in Ottawa, which is, there's a lot of French people in Ottawa because it's right on the border with Hull, Quebec. I had a crush on one of my friend's sisters, right? And I didn't speak French at the time. Well, I don't at this time. And I said, "Well, how am I supposed to, what's a good line for your for a rock sister?" I don't think I asked him. I asked a buddy, and he told me what to tell her. So I walk up there after having a couple pops, over at the Portage, Quebec, and I said to her, and obviously that's why she got offended, and she looked at me like I had two heads. I said, "Excuse me, tu as de gros tâtons."
Your friend told you to say that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
Is
mean,
he
it was,
is he still your friend
yeah. Well, she
to
didn't
this
get
day?
too mad. She kind of laughed about it, but it was kind of a joke on our friend, the brother. But anyways, that's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of my Montreal story. Now,
Okay.
on this album, it's called Redemption. It dropped last month. I'll put a link down below for you guys to go out and check it out. It's a great album. The video, "The Real Me," which is a Who song. You guys, all these people that are on my show right now, on my channel, they're gonna love who you recorded it with. Like, name everybody.
Okay. Well, the song was recorded with Tommy Aldridge,
Yeah,
Rudy Sarzo,
yeah,
and the great Brad Gillis.
yeah. I mean, just friggin' top-notch musicians. And I'm watching the video, and you guys, did you record the video in California somewhere?
Yeah, Burbank Castle Studios. It's 3D state-of-the-art technology.
Well, were they playing? Like, I mean, Tommy is 77, right?
Yeah, well, he doesn't look that. He doesn't,
So,
and he doesn't feel that way. Let me tell you that because he's the first one that arrived for the video,
yeah.
and we helped him settle up, because his drum tech was sick on that day. So we're so big fans of Tommy Aldred that anybody present wanted to be his drum tech. So he had plenty of people to help him out. Let me tell you that. So he got there. And the Yamaha delivered a drum kit because and they installed the drum kit. And as soon as it was installed, we were in the other room. He was playing around like a kid. Piss, bang, bang. He couldn't help himself. The drum was there. It was set up for him. He had to play, and he played on, man, all day.
I'm looking at that, and I know Tommy's age, and I'm like thinking, how does he beat like that? I mean, the guy is like, is he man or machine? I mean, I have trouble opening up my refrigerator door, Rick.
Well, some people are just built that way, you know. I've been singing metal for since I was 15 years old. I had a hard time when I was in my 20s, it was harder for me to sing the Dio, the Alford, the Zeppelin and the AC/DC. And as I got older, our voice is supposed to go down, and we know,
Yeah.
and not me, man. I don't want to compare myself with Tommy, but I do, I do appreciate the fact that a bit, I'm a bit like him, you know, where I'm unstoppable. I mean, I see, same goes with the studio session. When I did the album, I was supposed to record when I went to Vancouver. They said, okay, if you nail 5 or 6 songs, we'll be happy. And while I was there, I nailed the 10 songs.
Yeah, and I'm going to put the link to that video down there too, guys. You guys are going to be blown away with Rick singing. And like you said, I interviewed quite a few musicians that when they play live, they're going to hold out their microphone at the notes that they can't reach anymore, so that the fans will sing it out. I mean, and I'm not knocking Don Dokken, but I mean, Don had some bad times where he was still trying to reach that strata of his old range from back in the 80s, and he couldn't, and so now he's lowering it a bit. But do you do vocal warm-ups, or you just eat clean 100%, 8 hours sleep? What's your secret? And you look young too. Like, what did you tell me before we went on? You're 49 now, right?
Thanks a lot. No, I was born in 63. When people ask me my age, I tell
Yeah.
them that then so I let them count.
Wow.
So I'll be 63 on my birthday, which is coming in January. But you said it when you asked the question. To me, it's all about what you eat, what you drink, and how much hours of sleep you get a day, you know. That's the most important part for a singer, at least, because let's say I do 4 shows in a week. Well, when the show's over, I go to my hotel room or I come back home to get a good night of sleep, because if I
Mhm.
got at a show the next day, because the people the next day paid the same price as the people before. So I have to
Yeah.
be as good on the first, on the second, or the third, or the fourth. So the trick is to go to sleep, because yeah, obviously when you're at sleep, you're not speaking, you're not doing nothing with your voice, it's just resting. So that, to me, that's the trick.
Right. So how many songs are on the album, and what was the writing process like? Did it take a while, or is this something that's been building for a while?
Yeah, it's been building
Essentially.
over 2 years. So we started with the idea. I told my manager, because I've recorded quite a couple of albums, and I've all, you know, lots of time I've done it by myself. With Sword, they were writing the music. I was doing the melodies and the lyric. With Saints and Sinners, same thing. We had some outside writers for Saints and Sinners, a lot. But my solo career in French, I did it also. I went to my manager. I said, "This time, this album is so important. I want some guitar riff from really really good guitar heroes that have songs and that I cannot write. You know, because
Yeah.
I play guitar but I'm strumming the chords so I can sing on them. But I'm not
Yeah.
a guitar hero. So we went towards Brad Gillis was the first guy we reached out to. But and from a close friend of mine, Jesse Bradman, who was playing with Saints and Sinners, keyboard player, great singer. So we reached out to Jesse, and he told us, he says, "I'm working with Brad Gillis right now on a couple of songs. You want to hear it?" We heard it, and we took it. We said, "Can we please have them?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, they're all yours." So that's how the connection was made with Brad. And
Okay.
this guy is such a gentleman. He's such a legend.
Yeah.
So after that, the friendship kind of built up between him and me. So I asked him to play on the album on his
Mhm.
song that he co-produced with
Right.
John, the only two song. And when it was time to do the cover of the Who, that we had a Guitar Hero. So I asked him, and he said, "Yeah," and he came up with the idea to ask Rudy and Tommy. Imagine that.
Wow. I mean, and Rudy, like he never says no. I mean,
Wow.
that guy has got some, I mean, it's the whole thing. He's got so much energy, and I mean, I've asked him for interviews. He's never said no. He's on everybody I interviews albums. The guy is just a walking machine. And I think it was his birthday yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. He was, and
Wow.
he turned 49, like you said earlier.
Yes, exactly. So have you known of Rudy previously? Like I know you know of him, but I'm saying
Well,
have you had connections with him and Tommy before or
well, the difference in age between me and those guys is about 10, 15 years at the most. So when I was 15, they were like in their 20s, 30s doing the Montreal Forum with
right?
Dio, with Whitesnake, with Ozzy. They were the band
Yeah,
of Speak of the Devil.
yeah, yeah,
So that's the gimmick. That when Brad came up with the idea, he says if we reunite, we haven't been together since Speak of the Devil. And I was a big fan of that album. When that album came out, it was like a response. Ozzy
yeah,
was responding to Live Evil, with Dio.
yeah, yeah,
So without Randy Rhoads, what? Phew, that good luck, Ozzy. And then that came out, and everybody
yeah.
went, "Wow, that's amazing." Ozzy came up with such a great album.
Yeah. And speak of the devil, you brought something up. It happens. I'm interviewing everybody. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe now. Kathy Rhodes, Randy's sister's coming back on the show next month, I believe. I've interviewed Kathy about 3 months ago and it went viral. And I'm going to see if she can maybe get some pictures for maybe Christmas with Randy Rhodes from back in the day. But anyway, subscribe to the channel. So, are you currently on doing any shows right now to promote the album, or is it for the new year, or what's happening on that front?
Well, I always do show. Like I was doing a show with Sword last month here in Montreal for the Quebec fans. I've
Yeah.
been doing shows on my own for the past 20, 30 years here in Quebec, like 50 shows a year. So yeah,
Wow.
I got some shows booked for November and December, but I haven't yet started to play the song live. So I'm looking forward
Okay.
to that. I'll be starting that in 2026.
And who's going to be in the band with you, your live band?
Probably the band that I have right now. Those guys have been with me for 10, 20 years. They haven't recorded the album because the album was recorded in Vancouver and it was John Webster's band. So we went with
Okay.
his band. We went vintage.
Yeah.
The Little Mountain Studio. Imagine
Yeah.
that. Imagine that. They built a studio with rooms that cost like tens of thousands of dollars to isolate to make sure the drum sounds perfect.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, they realized that the best way to record the drums at Little Mountain was in the dock bay. So they would, it's a big garage door. They would drop the equipment there and then bring the drum in the studio and says, nah, what are we looking for? And then they put it in the drum bay and all the drums been done there since then. That's how I did. That's why the album sounds so 80s, 90s, so organic in my book, because it
Yes.
was done the old way. The 10 songs were recorded like that, live at Little Mountain Studio with Sean Kelly on the guitar. So
Oh, I didn't know that. I've interviewed Sean. I didn't realize he was playing it. No, maybe I did. I think I read the finer notes, but Sean Kelly, Coney Hatch,
yeah,
Lee
but
Aaron.
this guy has got, sorry to interrupt, this
No,
guy's got
no.
so much class that
Yeah.
because the album wasn't out, that's probably why I didn't mention it. But now that the album is out, he's like a brother. This guy's the best. I love Sean Kelly. He did an amazing job on the album. Imagine that. On the album, I got Brad Gillis, Sean Kelly, Jacob the Raps is this guy's
Yeah.
a guitar virtuoso from Quebec, and
Yeah.
and and Robbie Krieger.
Oh, Rob Krieger. Yeah.
Hello, wow,
Yeah.
that's that.
I mean, Sean Kelly, I've talked to him whack at times, and he's such a humble, okay, if you're in Quebec, he's an humble guy, very humble. Yeah, Sean Kelly's a great guy. So I mean, for you to get those people involved is it just says a lot about you and your career for sure, and your personality, right?
Thank you. Or the fact that I'm very, very lucky.
No, I don't. I mean, there's luck involved in everything, but there's also intuition. There's also the God from the energy of life that
True.
comes to people that send out the right energy. It comes back. Now, it was kind of funny on your Facebook. You're talking electric cars, and then you're kind of defending yourself, and I'm like, hey, let's get into it because me, I'm not a fan of them. Obviously, just my personal reasons, and I'm allowed to that. But the reason I'm not is because the batteries cost 50 grand. They're made from minerals they have to dig up from the earth. And I don't know if they're using electric, 5 or 10 ton, what do you call them? Payloaders or whatever, diggers to get these minerals out. And so, and that, I mean, you were saying too, and don't be mad at Rick. He's neutral, but it's like your cell phone battery. It dies so quick in the cold. We're Canadians. Maybe it's good down south, but I mean, if your battery goes dead because of the weather, what do you do?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because I just look at your setting, so I know what car you got parked in the driveway there. This is the one that you go with your feet.
Yeah, yeah,
You got no problem. It's not electric. It's not gas for you. It's with your foot.
yeah. That's the most eco-friendly vehicle is the Flintstone car.
Man, you got it. You got it. By the way, that post was not the fan or to be pro. It's just to because it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about that. I own a small private collection of gasoline cars. So I,
Yeah.
I lo- I love cars, and probably the next car I'll buy will be an electric one because I want to own one. That's perfect to just run the errands around the house, and why not? It's like a golf cart, but
I like that.
high
I mean, I see where
quality.
you're going. Yeah, run it around your parking lot in your house because if it does not start or something like that, you can just walk into the house. No, that's great. The other thing too about electric vehicles, I'm not sure if you're aware, I think you are, that from what I understand, all the cables and the wires run under the passenger seat to get to the battery. And I've seen a whack of videos about if those suckers catch on fire, what do you do? Like who carries around fire retardant to put it out? I mean,
Yeah, well, we could talk about that on all day if we wanted to, because same applies with a gasoline car. Gasoline, it's like a bomb. I mean,
that's true.
remember the Pintos back in the 70s when people would hit the back and it would explode?
No, I was born in 71, so but I mean I do know what you're talking about. So yeah, this isn't a pro or nay electric vehicle interview, but hey, put your comments below if you're pro or nay. But anyways, we're here to talk to Rick. So for the viewers that are seeing Rick for the first time, they're obviously going to click that link down below and hear your great voice. When you got into music, what was the first moment when you're blown away that your band opened up for a big band, and say your first interaction with, say, a Rob Halford or somebody like a big star?
First one would have to be, I guess, I guess it would have to be Metallica. Yeah, because the way it happened was so nice. We were Sword. Back then. We were all broke. We're young. All our money would go into our equipment. So we had one car. We called it the Sword Mobile. It was a big 1977 Monte Carlo.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
how big those car was?
yeah,
So
yeah,
we'd fit the equipment in the car with us, and we'd listen to Master of Puppet. When this album came out, man,
yeah,
I love classic rock. I'm not that much into trash music and this, but Master of Puppet, Peace Cell, Who's Buying, those albums I really, really like. So we
yeah,
were enjoying a lot. We were not, remember back then you had the cassette, and when it would finish, you'd press and then you'd turn the cassette.
yeah,
So we,
yeah.
we, we were doing that with Master of Puppets for months and months
Mhm.
and months, and then the phone rings, and it's my manager that tells me Metallica just got on the phone with him. They want us on the tour. They're on the tour bus. What they're doing with the cassette, it's Metallize from Sword. They're
Wow.
doing the same thing in the tour bus as we're doing in the Sword Mobile.
This automobile.
That's how we got the gig. Imagine that. So, first time we did our sound check, we were at sound because those guys give sound check to opening bands.
Yeah.
That's so right from the start, we learn how to behave with other band because they were on top of their game and they were giving us sound checks, you know.
Hmm.
So we were doing the sound check and we are playing one of the song of Metalize, and then I see them on the side of the stage. So I stopped the song. I says, because I wanted to meet them. And I guess
Yeah.
the guys wanted to do the same. So I stopped the song, but they knew the song. They were listening to the song that like
Wow.
us. So they went, finish the song, please finish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. We finished
Wow.
the song, and then the sound check was finished, and we walked with them to our dressing room, and that's how we connected the first time. It was amazing.
Wow. I mean, that would be, and I mean, for them to be knowing your stuff and just, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where I guess when it happens, it's an aha moment. You're blown away, but then after a while, you get to know them, and they're just like from doing this channel. I've talked to some of the biggest names in music, and they're so humble and normal. And that's the people that will. Somebody asked me today. They said, "How do you get into podcasting and all this stuff? And how do you talk to these people? And like, how do you keep your cool?" And I'm like. I said, actually, I'll message you later and let you know because I'm going into an interview with Rick. But I said, I mean, they're normal people. So you had that experience with James and that.
Exactly, and Lemmy and Alice Cooper and all those guys. Of course, they're normal. You know, these guys are they're musicians. So being a musician is almost a calling. Why do you do it? You know, yeah, of course, for the fame and fortune is probably very nice, you know, but the real reason why I do 50 shows a year
Hmm.
and that doesn't get me rich. You know, I pay the boys and I pay everything, and at the end, I have a pay for that. It's because I love to be on stage. I love to
Yeah.
entertain. I love to see smile on people's face and to think that I'm making a difference in their life right now because they're not worrying about anything. They're just having a good time, and I'm part of it, you know? So
Yeah. No,
lots
that's
of lots of rock musician, that's how they think because I had a lot of conversation with guys, you know. So that's
mhm.
why usually, like you said, they're normal guys. They're just there for the fun.
Yeah. No, it's amazing to look out and see 20, 30,000 people cheering you on and stuff. And like you said, you get satisfied when somebody will comment on one of my interviews, great interview, you ask them great questions. It's rare, but it's mostly about the interviewee I interview. But when they say something positive about the way I approach my channel, I mean that's humbling. It's like, wow, I feel good now.
True. We all need that. We all need to get a tap in the back, but and the tap in the back is the smile on the faces. It's the applause. It's the encore. You know, it's we want more. We want more. Yeah, let's give them more. They want more. We'll give them more. And then you
What
get home and you're all tired and you feel you emptied yourself, and at the same time you feel energized by
yeah.
by the crowd.
Yeah. So what's the last time you've seen a rock show in well maybe the Montreal area? Who have you seen most recently?
The last show I saw, I'm gonna name drop Metallica again, was
Okay.
Metallica a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, they were doing the Montreal Stadium
Yeah.
on the Friday night. They took off on the Saturday and they played on the Sunday. So they sold like 150,000 tickets. And again, a couple of months before the show, we got a phone call from the management because Metallica wanted us to do the tailgate party. So
Oh,
they installed a big stage in front of the stadium where people arrived before they went to the stage, I mean the other stage, and it was
yeah.
it was a sword concert the Friday night, just one show, us. So
Wow.
yeah, at Metallica's demand. So we got the backstage pass and all the shebang for the show, you know. So we did our gig, and after that, we went to the stadium. We went to the Viper Pit. We check out. There was well, Mammoth.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Ma
isn't that Wolf Van Halen's
yeah,
band?
I was just in
He's
front of.
actually I just saw something on my Facebook. I live in Sioux, Ontario, which is in the border of Sioux, Michigan. I just saw something today. Mammoth is playing at Kuwait and Casino no, May or March 28th. So there's a shout out.
He's very good. So there was that, and then Pantera. So it was a bit hard on the hearing there because the
Yeah.
Viper Pit, man, it was loud. And then Metallica's concert was like, wow, again, these guys are
Wow.
masters.
So who are you listening to now? Is there any up and coming bands, rock or music coming out of Quebec that you're saying keep an eye on them, or just in general that Rick you
Yeah,
listen to?
yeah, Jacob the Raps. He just released an album, Viva Rock and Roll. This guy's amazing. He's taken rock and roll back. He's given a new edge to it. So just check him out. Sword released a new album in 2022. If people want to
Yeah.
hear some new Sword material, we just released that. And my album Redemption that just got released. I mean, if we're gonna talk about Redemption, yeah. What I love about the album is that there's something for everyone on this album. You know, from blues to rock to hard rock to ballads to song in French and English, everything's there.
Yeah, well, everybody's going to check that out. I'm going to put the link below, and I'm going to put the sword. Oh, I'm going to I'm going to put your website below and everything, Rick.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I do this sometimes.
Think about it. I'll take a sip of my cherry
Oh yeah.
water.
So Derek Seguin. Are you familiar with Derek
Derek, ooh,
Seguin, the comedian?
uh, what does he do?
Well, he has a peanut joke allergy. He's funny. He was on Just for Laughs, but he's from Montreal.
He's got a peanut allergy. Is that what you said?
No, he's got a peanut allergy joke as his most famous joke. He's like,
Right? It's the biggest, like, they cracked down on smoking in Canada, right? But I could still smoke a cigarette 10 meters from the kid's school. But I have to leave the neighborhood to eat a fucking Snickers bar. Malade, see? And here's the thing, at our school, we only have one kid. One fucking kid allergic to peanut. Fucking Tyler, douchebag. Ugh. Make me sick. One kid, but all 600 kids have to suffer because of this genetic weirdo. Every year I'm like, I see, this is a school. It's a school. You're supposed to teach people things, right? How about on day one of school, you teach fucking Tyler not to eat peanuts? Why does everybody have to suffer? If Tyler gets cancer, is everybody getting chemotherapy? All right. The one guy that likes cancer jokes. That's great.
That's funny.
So who else from Montreal right now? Aldenova. I know he lives in Montreal.
Good friend of mine.
Is he a good friend?
Oh yeah, I worked with him. There's a song on the album that on Redemption that I wrote, then I co-wrote with Aldo, and then I co-wrote with John Bon Jovi. It's on the album, and it's the song Someday.
You see, I love how this stuff happens when I do interviews. Things just come full circle. Because I'd interviewed Aldo and I didn't realize I knew about Aldenova and fantasy and that, and I knew he was a writer, but I didn't realize how much he was responsible for Celine Dion writing music, and the same thing with Bon Jovi. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of great stuff coming out. Well, not coming out of Montreal, but anywho, so I won't keep you much longer. I'll put all the links below, Rick, for people to check out the music that haven't, and all the people that are coming to see you, because it's you're obviously the focus of this interview. The album is great. Check out the video is just amazing. The people that he brings together, I mean, shows his talent. Buy all kinds of merch. Go see him when he plays live. What's the opposite of unsubscribe?
No, the opposite is okay. Subscribe.
Everybody subscribe to the channel. Get
Thank
these
you.
great interviews, interviewees. And yeah, we were talking earlier. Who's your favorite actor these days?
Ah, Barney Rubble, man, what an actor! Never won an Oscar.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's like one of those people that are snake bitten and just I mean, one of these days we're praying for Barney to get that Oscar, at least a nominee. I don't even think he's been nominated. Do you think or
Yeah, and a bit like Tommy Aldridge, he's ageless.
oh man, Tommy Aldris is that yeah, watch in this video. I mean, I'm thinking this guy, he's got an octopus.
Everybody loves Tommy Aldridge. That's the thing too, because this guy is he's the real deal.
And he's got that Benny Hill afro going on. I love it.
He's amazing. What a guy. I was in awe when I first met him.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe it.
And
Well,
I had to act naturally, and I did act naturally.
yeah, how would you not act naturally?
I was helping him out, taking stuff out of his car, you
Oh,
know.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah,
And I tried to talk to him, and then I, Rick, this is man.
yeah, I mean,
I, I'm so grateful that they did the video because playing on the album is one thing, but that it's a one-off. After that, you have to explain to everybody that they're playing on the song. But now that the video is out, that everybody saw it, it went
oh
around
yeah,
the world. I
yeah.
don't have to explain to anybody that on my album I got "Speak of the Devil" lineup
I
to make
know,
it short.
that's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
I know.
I want to thank you for taking the time, Rick. You're such a generous guy. Sorry about the postponement. We had to do it twice, a couple weeks ago, and then yesterday. I forgot I was busy at 3. So thanks for letting me reschedule it. And
My
everybody go
pleasure.
down below, check out Rick if you don't know who he is, but I'm sure a lot of you will. And we'll have you on the show again.
I love this interview. I hope to see you again soon, Ernest. Thank you so much.